This show contains adult content. Howdy folks, Caleb Sunstead here, your host and game marshal. I'd like to take a moment to thank Jared, Suzanne Hagen, Greg Gray, and Ariel Weiss, along with all of our other patrons for supporting our show and making this whole thing possible. Thank you so much. Savage Worlds and the Deadlands Reloaded system is owned by the Pinnacle Entertainment Group. All music on the show is written and performed by Rudy Zuniga or Levi Rojas. With all that out of the way, welcome back to the Weird West. We open up in an alley in the city of Los Angeles. Overhead is the smog rising from this sort of side of the city powered by ghost rock. In this alley, there is an interrogation going on, perhaps. Harper and Ellis, you guys have captured the Rat Man. What have you done with him?
I guess it looks like we're carrying this guy. We would just go back to our brothers, or where we think our brothers are at this point.
Yeah, I think the first thing Harper would want to do is get off the street, try to lead Ellis into some alleyways to kind of get us out of like the public view.
Would we even take him back, or would we just like try and revive him and then get information from him?
I mean, honestly, probably that, right? Because we drove, not super long, but I'm sure that's quite a ways to be carrying like an unconscious man through a city with like cops that would just disappear you for no reason. So I feel like we would probably just bunker down somewhere.
So you two have sort of taken the Rat Man aside to an alleyway near where you stopped, far enough away that hopefully you'd escape like a search radius of the cops. And I think it's unrealistic to make it back to your brothers. So to sort of bring him back to consciousness, how are you guys accomplishing that?
Water.
Yeah, and I think definitely before we bring him back, we hog tie them or tie him up to like a pipe or something.
It was in that big suit too, remember?
Yeah, we probably took him out of that too, to be honest.
I wouldn't take my time to undress this guy.
So maybe he's just sort of half zipped apart,
Yeah,
like
maybe
half
something like
popped
that.
out, as much as you guys can pull him out. So he almost looks like, when someone's in like a pilot suit or a big jumpsuit that's a one piece and it's sort of halfway down and their chest is sort of uncovered. Yeah. That sort of vibe, but a lot more bulky, and you haven't quite gotten off all the parts off his chest and arms. But his face is revealed now, and he's in this alleyway, and we start the scene as water splashes into his face and he sort of sputters to life.
What's going on?
What's going on? You just got knocked the fuck out. That's what's going on.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Delgado.
You can kill me if you want. I'm not going back to her.
We don't want you to go back to her. We just want to know where she is, you idiot.
I don't know. I don't know where she is.
Oh, really? Worked for her for a while, and you just don't know where she's at.
You gotta have some idea.
It's not like that.
Well, what's it like then?
You think I'm in with her?
No, we just were told that you might know where she is.
I'm just help. We get picked up, you get hired, you don't know what you're signing up for.
Okay.
Mexicans come and take you, blindfold you in a hole, go out to sea for about a day, and then you're there.
Say go out to sea for about a day?
Yeah, something like that.
You gotta remember something, some sort of smells, some sounds, something.
Yeah, describe the ship.
One of you needs to make a persuasion roll.
Harper.
I only have a D4.
Let's say everybody has a D4.
Intimidate's a thing too, right?
Yeah, can we use that instead?
Definitely.
Well, I should probably do that then, because fucking negative charisma from Harrowed.
I guess that's not a thing anymore, but we're just assigning that to intimidation rolls,
Oh, it's not a
right?
thing anymore?
Well, charisma isn't, but we can just say plus to intimidation rolls.
Okay.
We did that with Abel.
Nice. 6 blew up. Put me at a 10.
Cool. I was going to give you a +2 because of the circumstances, so he'll make a spirit roll.
Versus 12. Ooh,
Oh, he
6
blows
blew
up
up.
a 6 into an 8, so you still get a raise on him.
Aren't you just gonna kill me after I say what I'm gonna say?
Depends on what you say.
Okay. I don't know. We out to sea. We stopped at a small, there's a little town, a little ways out west. Mexican army mostly runs it. I heard him say the name once or twice. Riacho Perdido.
Oh, that's something.
But from there, I don't know. We were blindfolded in the hole.
Well, how long did it take you to get where you were going from Riacho Perdido?
Just about half a day.
And how are you traveling?
You said by ship?
By ship.
What do you think, Harper? That narrowed down a bit?
A bit. Were you taken out of Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Where were you recruited from?
He kind of looks around.
He just flashed a lot of money.
Where were you?
I was working on my rats.
Have you seen anybody like that around here recently?
No, I've been staying clear. Any chance any whiff I get of Mexicans coming through, I just stay clear. In case they're working with her.
So it was a Mexican that took you? Mexican army?
Definitely.
Shit.
Full uniform and everything?
Not until we got into Rancho Perdido. The Guardians, they don't like other people messing with their town. They don't let Federates nor Union folk in here.
But they let you do whatever the hell that was back there, no problem?
It's not like that.
Sure.
He coughs up some more blood down into this alleyway.
You got anything else for him, Harp?
Yeah, I might have a couple more questions. Well, what did she have you do once you were in this town?
He sort of clears his throat, but you can still tell his voice is all messed up from how it was before. He's got a big bruise sort of on his throat from where he landed on the street before. The vibe you probably have, right, is that he's more scared of you than he is of her, right?
I hope so. That'd be very convenient for us.
I think so. You have the raise, you're a much more immediate threat. You just sort of ruined his whole life.
I think I'm also squatting down over him, and as he hesitates, Harper reaches out with his prosthetic arm, that kind of gnarly hook, and taps him a couple times on the temple with it. Come on, boy, you got a big brain. You got to remember something.
How much you know about the new sciences?
Enough. What was she having you do?
Kind of looks to you too, and then when the words come out of his mouth, it sounds like he's aware of how crazy they sound.
She's obsessed with life. I was hired based on my works with the rats, trying to change them into something else. That's what she was interested in. Changing of people.
Into what?
Something better.
Right. I really like the sound of that.
I didn't sign up for everything that happened. Women coming into camp seemed like they were being held against their will. Kidnapped. At least I signed up for it, but they had nothing to do with it. I took the first chance I could. We escaped with a few of us and we left.
Those women, how old were they?
Young. 20s.
Harper kind of nods to himself and sits back on his haunches. He looks over to Ellis. Grace was telling me that a bunch of young women been going missing. Sounds like it's all connected.
Well, at least we know Crane wasn't just bullshitting us and she actually is some sort of evil piece of shit.
Yeah, at least we got that. You got anything else for us?
If I do, well, it doesn't mean I get to live.
Oh, you're gonna live, friend. But here's the thing. You're gonna stop this rat shit. Somebody with all the resources and brainpower you got, just trying to weaponize rats. Meanwhile, you got a city of people eating dead horses on the street. Listen, you know who I am and we're gonna keep it that way. But let's just say I've got eyes in this city. And if they report to me that you're doing more of this weird science with these rats, instead of trying to come up with some sort of solution for these people, you're fucking dead, friend.
He nods vigorously and gulps audibly.
I've heard that name before, though. Crane? She hates his guts.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
Everybody does.
I can go?
Yeah, one more thing. If it turns out that you go and warn her or her people that we're coming, well... And Harper just reaches out and undoes the bindings holding his hands and kind of stands up, turns away, and starts to move off.
He scrambles up to his feet and runs away as the camera moves upwards past the tops of the buildings and then turns to the sky. And then it comes back down onto another alley, closer than I think either group realizes. There is a prone Lucky Crowe having fallen off this building. There's a dead man holding a derringer bleeding out into the stonework below you guys, and then Abel and Thaddeus standing.
Oh, fuck.
I think there's probably a long silence just accented with the pains of Lucky.
Well, you were also shot too, weren't you?
Well, I don't think Thaddeus notices that at this point. And there's a look of shock on Thaddeus' face that quickly turns to rage and with a growl. Abel, what the hell's wrong with you? And he's going to shove you and press you up against the wall next to the building here. Over our shoulders, you can sort of see like a burn scar on the wall in the shape of an ace of spades.
Get the fuck off me. Lucky's bleeding
Yeah,
out.
you goddamn mind. We're supposed to be quiet getting information.
Abel
punches Thaddeus
Yeah, I think Thaddeus
to get him
I
off
think
him.
Thaddeus wants to punch Abel. So
All right.
Oh,
so
cool.
let's
So we're
roll
gonna
a
have a fight.
Sweet. Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Good start.
Okay. Yep. Let's do it.
And an
Hold
ace
on.
of spades is
Here's
drawn.
my question.
and
Does it
everybody
matter who
explodes.
wins the fight?
Thaddeus
Fucking
wins.
matters.
He wants to get Abel to split up and go hide so he can take Lucky to get help.
Abel wants to shove Thaddeus off and get down to Lucky and like shove some stuff into the wound that he's bleeding out.
What kind of stuff?
But didn't have time to talk. Hey, he'll rip his shirt.
Okay.
It's dirt. It's dirt.
Could
Rocks.
tourniquet it. Get a belt.
Thaddeus, 5 of hearts. Abel, 4 of diamonds.
Ooh, close one.
It only took 4 seasons, guys, but we got some real
Plus
PvP
one.
going.
Oh boy!
All right, Thaddeus, do your worst, man, or whatever you want to do.
All right, well, it's a fighting roll. Yeah, I'm gonna try to shove an elbow because I see him looking ready to throw a punch.
Parry is 5.
Well, I meet it, I believe. Oh, no, I'm at a -1 because I got a wound.
Oh,
I've got
man.
a 4. So Thaddeus goes to throw his elbow at Abel, but then he feels the gunshot wound and winces and grabs for his hip and sort of slumps to the side.
Alex, will you roll 2d6 for
Yep.
me?
Well, 6 blew up.
Whoa.
9.
9 will beat my parry.
So strength is an 8.
There you go. 5.
Does not beat my toughness.
Oh, man.
Okay. So elbow comes up from Thaddeus. He just hitches at the last moment because of that pain from the shot. So Abel kind of ducks his head down to the side and then just reaches out and smacks Thaddeus across the jaw. But Thaddeus has taken a few too many shots in his time to really be thrown off by a punch from a guy whose back is against the wall. Can't get a swing into it.
Thaddeus, 3 of hearts. Abel, 7 of clubs.
You asshole. We gotta get Lucky to stop bleeding.
I know. I got to get him to the hospital. You got to get out of here. We can't have you seen with us. Harp told us to stay low so that way those guardians
Get
wouldn't
the
see us.
fuck off.
Down.
And Abel swings again.
3. You got bennies. You want to spin a benny?
Spend them. All of them.
You got 3 whites, man. You want to re-roll?
Yeah, I do.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding?
Sorry, I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, man.
You want me to do
Sock
it again
his
or
ass.
somebody else?
Please, you.
All right.
Same
exact roll.
That's just what it's meant to be then. Abel's continue to swing out and just be completely ineffective.
There's a wooden wall behind you, Thaddeus, and as you see your brothers come in with a left, when you see your brother come in with a left hook, you move to the right and his fist slams into the wood behind you, sort of sending a small rippling shiver past you.
Is there a special type of move to shove Abel?
Opposed fighting rolls, I think.
Okay, because I'm looking to push him back down the alley, and then I'll turn to help good old Lucky.
Roll an opposed fighting roll.
Got a 6.
Yeah, I got an 8.
So
I'll,
8 for Abel.
You can't
sister.
shove Abel, dude.
He's at it.
He's a brick
What are you
wall.
doing?
I'll Benny this to add 6.
Oh, my
fuck.
God.
And it's a red Benny. He's giving me a Benny for this. He blows up a 6.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my god, he blows it up again.
That's we're looking at 18. We're looking at 22.
All right, how do you get Lucky out of this situation away from your brother, Thaddeus?
He throws that punch at me. I duck to the right, and I grab Abel by the scruff of his neck towards like his rib cage, and I use his momentum to keep shoving him to the left and throw him into the wall so he falls back down onto his ass. You need to get out of here. Meet us back at Old Boots. We'll come get you. I'm taking Lucky. We gotta go. Get.
He looks up with pure hatred in his eyes, scrambles to his feet, and ducks down the alleyway the other way.
Just fucking get me, man.
Lucky, are you all right?
Are you fucking kidding me? Of course I'm alright. I got hit by a goddamn cannonball. This isn't gonna do it, but it fucking hurts.
All right, here. Let me help you up. Let me help you up.
Ah, shit.
Throw his arm over my shoulder. You all right to walk?
Just fucking go, man.
All right, come on. We good. We're good. And we're gonna start hobbling down the street. We'll
Blood
probably wait like
dripping
yeah,
everywhere,
we should wait
too.
like a block before we start screaming for like a ambulance or something like that.
Oh, is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, we're looking for the hospital. We gotta get him taken care of in the golden hour. I don't have a way to help you, right? Like
I don't think so. And I am fucking next to useless by rolling. I have a fatigue and 2. Well,
So you're trying to get help by shouting.
I mean, yeah, he's
That sounds like a
3 months
persuasion
ago.
roll to me, and I know Thaddeus is great at that, so let's see it. What is that?
that is. I'm putting my life
like
in
a
your
2.
hands.
That's the worst thing you can do.
Thaddeus is going to use Fate's Favorite to turn this red Benny into a blue Benny, so he can add another D6.
Wow.
How do you save me, Thaddeus?
So there's a brief...
Hold on, he has to
like-
roll
Hold on,
first.
let him roll. He
Oh,
has to
yeah.
get it.
No, I
at
wanna
least
hear it.
two.
I like what he's doing.
There's a hue shift as we see a familiar, shadowy, demonic figure step out of the shadows behind us as Thaddeus is hollering down the street. And for an instant, hopefully it helps carry his voice. That will make it a 6, or I guess a 4.
I think that means that you're going to find some basic medical help. So as you're hollering out into the street, a wagon comes to a stop. It's a horsed wagon, and sort of an elderly lady jumps down off this wagon with some spectacles on her eyes. Oh my God, are you okay?
Hey, lady, no, absolutely not. No, my brother's been shot.
Oh
Please,
my God.
Please, it's bad.
Yeah, I've got some things. Why don't, get him in the back of the wagon there.
All right. No, I'll get him in the back. Is there like a surgeon around here, or maybe a barber shop?
Sure, there's a barber. Yeah, we'll take it. Come
Don't
on.
take me to the barber. I'm going to die.
No, we need the chair. We need clean tools. That'll be fine.
Fuck.
Come on, Lucky.
And the horse takes off, and we can see Lucky laying down in the back with Thaddeus sort of holding him as it rattles down the street. Where do Harper and Ellis go after they finished interrogating this guy?
Probably the spot where we left these guys, thinking that they would still be waiting for us.
Yeah, I think we would wander back there. We would have that moment of where the fuck did they go?
Yeah.
And then I think we would probably go back to Old Boots, honestly.
Yeah, I think when you go back to that spot where they were at before, you do see some guardian angels investigating and asking some questions. There's like a shot of Harper leading out behind a corner and then turning back and like shaking his head no to Ellis. And you guys take off towards Old Boot. Abel, where are you headed?
Anywhere where the brothers aren't going to be. In my head, he just shows up much later, or they find him much later.
Great.
And he has some off-camera time.
I don't believe we're going to play out the barbershop scene. I'm good without that. If you guys are, we'll just make a roll. You're ending up with someone that has a D6 in a medical roll, I think.
That's pretty
Thanks,
good.
Thaddeus.
Listen, D6 got me fucked up, man. I'm sorry, Lucky.
If we played out the scene, I assume they would be a wild card, so let's make them a wild card. So I'm going to roll a healing roll for you, Cameron. How much damage does Lucky take?
So I said 3, but I think it's actually 2.
Yeah, we did some math between the sessions. 2 wounds. You got it. I'm rolling 2d6 here. That's a fail. I'll spend a Benny for you.
Hey, I like that. Oh,
Blown
that's
up a
much
6.
better.
Blown up a 6 into a 10. So if you've only taken 2 wounds, that's fully healed.
Thank God. We're not doing another fucked up Crowe boy.
Thaddeus, you've taken 1 wound as well.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll roll for you as well. Blown up a 6 into an 8. How much money do y'all have on you?
I don't carry money on me. That's Ellis's job.
Well, I suppose it depends. I
like Thaddeus
have
is paying for
$100.
So make a persuasion roll, and I think every success and raise will drop you $20 below $80.
Guys, do you hear that? Every success and raise. Caleb thinks I'm going to make this, guys. As success.
So we're looking at $60 spent for both of you. It's a small price to pay.
Not to mention, you've got the poverty edge.
I like how you're
Hindrance.
willing to punch your brother in the face, but unwilling to
Oh,
spend
no.
$60.
You guys just started talking before I had my line. No,
Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, absolute. Thank you, sir, for your quick and speedy help. We are forever in your debt. Here, absolutely. Take 60.
Yeah, holy shit. It's a little sore still, but I actually feel pretty okay.
Yeah, you really saved us a lot of trouble.
Well, you just had a few broken ribs there. You'll be fine, boy.
You got the bullet out, right?
No, went straight through. You'll be fine there, son.
All right, Lucky, we still got some work to do. Let's head out.
Lucky actually clasps a hand around Thaddeus. Thanks, man. That actually, that was a decent plan. I'm sure Harp actually did his end.
Hell, let's hope so. And as we step out of the barbershop, we'll hope he got something with that Delgado feller, but who'd we have? We had Parsons and Crick, right?
You're asking the wrong brother.
Yeah, I suppose you are the one that talks. You don't necessarily listen. Shit. All right. Well, I don't know. How you feeling? We still need some more info.
I'm feeling great. Besides, he kind of looks left and right to see if anyone's listening. Besides the fact that we literally just murdered a man, but...
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to Abel about that. That was pretty reckless.
That was pretty reckless. And I jumped off a building. That was also pretty reckless.
Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking. What'd you think was down there?
Hey, shut up. I paid for it. He, looks at his gut.
Yeah, I suppose you did.
Well, let's go find Harp and them. I guarantee he's found something.
All right, yeah,
That's
we
kind of
can,
his forte.
we can see if we want to go all together for the next person. All right, let's go. We probably head back to like the hotel.
Before that, Lucky stops in a nearby shop and pulls down his pants. Oh shit, my stomach! Ah, fucking shit's all over the floor.
Nice.
Classic Lucky.
Oh man.
That's good. Wow. That's a long one.
Man, that's like in the running for the biggest
We
ever.
haven't had a very good
Running.
diet, you know? Yeah, a few days.
Mostly just beans.
Mostly just beans.
Yeah, beans and scrub brush.
This is a good show.
Which party has arrived way earlier than the other at Old Boots? Probably Harper and Ellis, right?
gotta
Yeah,
be,
I mean,
right?
they had to have surgery, so I'm imagining that's at least like an hour and a half,
And who knows where Abel is at this point?
right?
You guys are about 2 or 3 pours of whiskey deep on the deck of Old Boots' ship. It's silently floating in this harbor. I guess you're probably in pretty good spirits.
We're a little worried, probably.
Yeah.
You guys were kind of successful, though. I mean, you do
Yeah.
have some information, and I think even though the whiskey isn't hitting you, Ellis, there is sort of a calming effect of just having to sit here and wait. Old Boots very happy to see you. He doesn't say it, but he seems to be grateful you gave your portion of the money back to him, Ellis. He's cracked open a bottle of whiskey that's only for special occasions. You guys are drinking on the deck of the ship near sunset as just wait for your brothers to arrive.
I'm starting to get worried. It's been over an hour.
I mean, maybe they went after one of the other names on the list, but
We're back to the hotel, maybe.
yeah. I don't know. They'll end up here eventually. We got work to do. We gotta suss this thing out, Ellis.
How did they fuck that up? All they had to do was wait for us.
Who knows with those 3? They're all idiots. He's got himself like a leather-bound notebook that looks like it's kind of secondhand. It has some ripped-out pages. He stopped by and got it on the way back. He's got some names written down on it, and he's trying to kind of going through his notes to figure out what's going on. All right, well, Alice, it sounds to me like Mondreon is involved here. He has to be working with her.
Why? Just because of the Mexican army?
Yeah. I don't know why else they would be this far north.
I mean, don't they have control over this whole area?
I mean, I don't think so. I think this is pretty disputed over here.
It doesn't really matter if he's involved or not. The outcome's gonna be the same.
Yeah, it's just kind of nice to know what we're getting into.
I don't know. I kind of like not knowing what we're getting into.
Yeah, well, if you get shot, you ain't gonna die.
Fair enough.
He kind of closes his notebook.
Ellis kind of looks up at the sun. What time is it anyways?
You'd guess just before sundown. I mean, whatever time that is.
It's been a long time then, because
Yeah.
it was in the morning, so it's been like the entire day.
They've probably spent a lot of time kind of moving through the streets, barely avoiding guardian angels, and then at least an hour at the barber's. I mean, he had a lot of work to do. They probably rested there for a while. And probably got some food, honestly.
Well, I was actually going to say, can I convince you to go back to the hotel?
Well, what do you have in mind?
All right, well, hear me out. Wait, are we headed to Old Boots?
Nah, I mean, I figure this happened any time between where we were and Old Boots.
There's a slow fade from the 2 boys on the deck of the ship to 2 other crows walking through the streets. Lucky is a lot more patched up, looks better for wear. Maybe they've each got sort of like some sort of street food in their hands as they walk down the street.
Where are we headed to anything, Thaddeus?
I don't know. We didn't really plan for getting split up like this, did we? We should probably think about that in the future. But I figured the boys would get what they got from Delgado and we'd all meet back up at the hotel. We were going to be staying there anyway, right?
I think that sounds like a great idea because I got to say I'm a little sore. I could use a bath.
As long as Abel stays low at Old Boots, he won't cause any trouble and no one will think the wiser of us hanging out at the hotel. Think we'd be okay?
Cheers to that. He kind of puts his fried lizard on a stick in front of him and cheers.
He'll tap it back.
So we cut to later in the night. Lucky's had his bath, recovered his fatigue. Thaddeus has spent $20 on that. You want to make a gambling roll for sort of how the night's gone?
Yeah.
Please do.
Before you do that, I think we need to remind the audience that you currently have, $15 to $20 in your pocket?
I do now. Yeah.
So
60 and then 20. I've actually got...
I don't know. This gambling
like
mechanic
$40.
seems pretty fucking OP, though.
What sort of stake are you putting on this gambling session? How much money are you putting down?
Thaddeus is used to low stakes games. So I think he's trying at best to win back like $50.
Think about the total amount of money Thaddeus is going to gamble, like turn into chips over this gambling session. So just pick a total amount that you have on your character sheet, and then we'll do some math.
I think he'll do like $5.
$5. There's 4 other players at the table. They're going to make opposed gambling rolls. Let's do it. That's how we're going to do it this time.
Thaddeus is gonna cheat.
Great.
It's a 6.
Their highest roll is a 5. It's down to 2 of you. You have $10 total. He has $15 total. Do you want to go for broke, or do you want to bounce out?
Nah, I gotta go all in here.
He's going to get +1 because he's up on money.
All right.
You gambling? You cheating still?
Thaddeus is gonna cheat.
He's rolling a D6 still. You got a 4.
I got a 5.
There's a close-up shot at this table as the piano music plays in the background. Thaddeus's hands come into the center and pull the chips out as the man across from you throws down his cards and stands up. And as he stands up, the camera shifts focus to the entrance of the establishment where Harper and Ellis, tired from waiting all day on Old Boots' boat, walk in to just see your brother gambling at a table.
I'll be damned.
God damn it, we should have fucking known.
Well, mister, you have yourself a nice night.
Fuck you.
Oh, don't be like that. Oh, hey, boys, I thought I would have seen you earlier.
Yeah, so did we.
What happened?
What? Oh.
We went chasing the lead and y'all just fucking disappeared.
And then we go back to where we saw you last and we see a bunch of
Yeah,
those.
yeah, well, okay. Come on over here. So, something happened,
Yeah.
as you can tell. That Russian feller, once the 2 of you took off chasing after Delgado, well, he got spooked, and he started running. Abel got mad, and so we had to catch that man, see if we could get more leads, you know. We chased him down an alleyway, and he shot me, and Lucky took it kind of bad.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's Lucky?
Don't worry. He's upstairs taking a bath. We were able to find him a surgeon. It was actually pretty easy. The problem is that old Abel forgot that we're in civilization, and he lit that man up.
Well, he fucking shot Lucky. First of all, why the hell were y'all chasing him?
Wait a minute. Were there witnesses to this?
That's what I'm concerned about. If there were any witnesses, they know exactly what he looks like. We can't have him, bringing any of them guardians around. You told us to stay low, right?
That's right. That's why we
yeah.
spent the whole day at Old Boots when we saw those guardians, and you just come back here to this gambling house and start throwing your money away in front of all these people?
I'll have you know I made $25.
Oh, great.
And Lucky's totally fine. I thought we were going to meet back here. We told Old Boot we were going to meet back in a few days.
Yeah, no, but that was before the guardians got involved.
Wait, did you see Abel?
No, we didn't see
Well, I
him.
told him to go to Old Boots to hide out.
Well,
he didn't show up.
No, we were there all damn day.
Well, we better get lucky and go back.
Damn it.
Lucky comes walking down the stairs, and he's kind of laughing at something he was hearing upstairs. And as soon as he sees you guys, he kind of clenches his stomach. Oh, and he hobbles over.
At least tell me you got a lead.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Jesus Christ.
Well, no. Abel filled him full of 6 shots. We couldn't get anything more from him.
What are you guys talking about?
Well, our little activity this afternoon, all that excitement we had.
When we got shot.
Harper kind of
Yes.
leans over and rips open Lucky's shirt a little bit to be able to he pulls it up and
Hey, what
kinda
are you
looks-
doing?
Careful. I paid $45 for
Jesus
them
Christ.
stitches.
Did you get shot all the way through?
Actually, yeah, it
God
was.
damn. We leave you for 10 minutes.
Shut up, fucking dad.
It would have been
I don't need
fine
this.
if he just
Got
would have.
shot with a gun.
We didn't know he had such a little piece on him.
Ellis is kind of looking around the room at all these people gambling. I don't know if we've drawn any attention
No,
at this
I was
point.
trying to be quiet. So
I
told
think
y'all
we
to come
better
over.
just get out of here, guys.
Where are we off to?
Back to Old Boots.
Why are we going to Old Boots?
We
You
need
said
to
we wouldn't
lay
get
low.
back there.
2 reasons. We gotta lay low. Plus, Abel's supposed to be there, right?
Well, I don't know at this point if you were there all day.
Well,
I
listen,
don't know what
Abel's
the
a
hell he's
grown
up to.
ass man.
Yeah, a grown-ass man.
He's
He's
gonna-
off his rocker. He's going full bore in the middle of the streets at Los Angeles. We're supposed to be finding this lady Tabitha without her knowing first. Isn't that going to be a major issue?
I mean,
if
seems to
someone
me
who's
like it
stitching
was-
together bodies in basements?
Seems
To be
like
fair,
it was
shot
self-defense to me.
To be fair, he shot both of us, that is. Let's just fucking go to Old Boot. Let's go find Abel.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying we need to be careful about this.
Yeah, we gotta be careful, and we shouldn't be sitting here gambling in front of all these people. Come
Y'all are
on.
a fucking mess.
No, we had to keep
Let's
things
start heading
casual,
out.
not act weird.
Harper, as you walk through the exit into the darkened streets, your nose is filled with a familiar, sickly sweet scent. The scent of tobacco to your left.
Yeah, I glance over.
You see Sergeant Ash leaning against the wall, smoking a cigarette.
I think he lets out a big sigh. Hey, Ash.
What's that?
Oh, fuck.
He takes a long drag and lets the smoke exhale into the darkened streets. I brought you an arm.
Well, that's the best damn news I heard all day.
I see you're keeping a low profile.
Don't give me that shit, Ash. You don't know what we've been through, alright? We got leads, we're doing our work, alright? Crane's gonna get his job done.
You know, if somebody wanted you dead.
He takes another pull, and you can see the cigarette light up his face that seems extremely pale. You just see sort of his scarred face, mouth down, permanently stuck in a frown as he pulls the lit cigarette away from his mouth and lets it linger out into the night as he speaks.
I can say from experience, it'd be pretty easy.
Trust me, plenty of people want us dead, but here we are.
And why the fuck are we doing this if you're here?
Now that's a damn good question, Lucky.
He mumbles under his breath as he knocks some ash onto the ground.
That is a damn good question.
What's that? Does Crane have you on a little errand boy mission?
He makes a clicking sound with his mouth and then spits onto the ground as he pulls the cigarette back up to his lips.
So he is then.
Let's just leave him alone. Let's just get our business done so we can get this fucking job done, boys.
Oh, I didn't mean nothing by it, Ash. You know I'm just playing around.
You crows always think you're playing Crane. Don't work that way.
I don't know what makes you think we're trying to play Crane. All we're trying to do is get Abel's children back. We don't want anything to do with Crane.
And this here arm you brought us. Hell, we're already halfway through. Sounds like we'll be keeping our end of the bargain then.
Every person you've met, every person that's helped you or hindered you, they're all dead. You want me to believe Crane's gonna be any different?
And he takes another drag. He absentmindedly knocks some more ash onto the ground and holds the cigarette just below his hip as he knocks himself on the wall and turns to face you.
Harper takes a few steps towards Ash and kind of reaches out a hand and pats him on the shoulder. Ash, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Let's get this fucking arm put on, huh? And he kind of reaches out and opens and closes his hook. I'm getting sick of this thing anyway.
Yeah, that old butcher send instructions, or do you know how to do it? Do we just screw that bad boy in there?
Ash looks at his cigarette just sort of down. You can't see his eyes, obviously, but the hat tracks down to the cigarette. He mumbles under his breath to Harper,
It's your call.
and knocks the cigarette onto the ground. He looks up in the way that Ash does, just so you can see his nose barely peeking out underneath his hat up to you, Thaddeus.
I hired a scientist. I'll find you tomorrow.
He turns and starts to walk away.
That guy's way more interesting when he doesn't talk. He's got old fucking boots.
For sure.
Why the hell did Crane send him to bring us this arm?
Bet you he's doing other work out here. He didn't just come for the arm. Probably just happened to be in the same area. There's lots of mad scientists and new scientists out here. Who knows what he's out here doing?
Yeah, just because Crane parted ways with this Tabitha doesn't mean he didn't need another one.
Either way, it don't fucking matter. Let's go find Abel.
Lead the way. At this point, Lucky's not hobbling. He's walking perfectly fine.
What sort of interaction are Abel and Old Boot having as the rest of the brothers find their way down to the docks?
Well, you ever played checkers before? Ooh, I love me a good check.
I think checkers is fine. Abel takes another a drink, another pull from the bottle, and then leans down kind of sloppily towards the table and moves a piece forward haphazardly. He's not responding very well to Old Boot.
There's just sort of a mindless chatter yammering on as we hold on Abel's face. Man, we can barely hear Old Boot in the background, and we just sort of hear Abel breathing, his scarred face. Mm-hmm. And then over the sound of Old Boot talking, you hear the creaking of dock planks, and you look up to your four brothers almost to the ship.
He pauses for a moment and turns towards the door, completely ignoring Old Boot's kind of banter and just constant patter, and waits for them to come in.
Yeah, I think one by one they jump onto the boat and kind of peek through the window to see if you're in there. There you are. Abel, where the hell'd you go?
He gives Harper a nod, and then as soon as Thaddeus steps through the door, whips that bottle at him as hard as he can.
Oh, shit. Is that a agility to dodge?
No, I think it's a thrown attack, which is athletics now.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even, honestly, I wasn't even planning on making an attack roll or hitting him. So, so I'm going to suggest a -2 for being drunk.
That's great. Roll it.
Can you roll me a D6?
That's a 2.
Abel whips the bottle at him. It sails wide and smashes against the door frame in like a little cloud of broken glass and whiskey.
Hey, whoa.
Fuck you, Thaddeus. Abel pushes himself up to his feet.
As he's doing this, Thaddeus sort of coolly looks over at his shoulder and grabs a piece of the glass that landed on his shoulder and smells the whiskey on it, sort of lets it go and sort of glares at Abel. The hell you mean, me? Fuck you.
Don't. And he starts walking across the room, like kind of in that slow, big side-to-side steps on the rocking boat, mixed in with a little bit of whiskey in him. You ever, and he gets close and pokes him in the chest, tell me what to do with my brother.
Can Lucky stand in between both of them? Or at least like force himself in a way?
Say, can you fit?
Yeah, I don't know.
These are some thick
I think
boys.
Ellis is going to hold out an arm and just be like, just let it happen, Lucky.
Now? All right, yeah.
Abel, when it comes to me being the voice of discretion, we're in some deep shit. And we cannot have you popping off like that in the middle of a goddamn metropolitan city when we're trying to keep a low profile so the Guardians don't get us and we can find our quarry without them hearing we're on our way.
One of us gets gunned down and you want to stand by like a little cowardly piece of shit and do nothing for him.
I think that is probably going to try to pop you in the nose, dude. A 5.
Roll strength damage.
So that's 4. So that's probably not
I have a
enough.
toughness of 6.
Yeah, so it's probably nothing even to like make your eyes water, really. But that's really all he's going for.
You boys get this out of your system because we've got real work to do.
Pull yourself together, Abel.
I ain't got nothing in my system. Thaddeus, shut the fuck up.
We are here to take care of Harper and get your children out from under Kane's thumb. And we can't do that if we fail in procuring Tabitha Raines.
He turns away, just waves a hand dismissively at Thaddeus and walks further into the boat towards the berths.
Looks like old Boots got you playing checkers.
Yeah, Lucky's already sitting down trying to pick up where Abel was.
Don't you put money down on that, trust me.
Boys, I ain't saying that man didn't deserve to die. I'm just saying the way it took place was unnecessary and very counterproductive to our ends. We could have got that man anywhere else and taken care of business and got more information from him. But Abel's lost his goddamn mind.
I'm with Abel on this one. Lucky took 2 in the gut. He needed to be put down.
King me. I mean, shit. You gotta kill a guy sometimes. It's what we do, right?
You're telling me that if someone gut shot you, you would expect us to just, what? Let him go?
There were enough of us to get Lucky to a surgeon barbershop. He got taken care of. That means there were enough of us still left to take that man alive somewhere, anywhere else, and deal with him quietly. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, Thaddeus. You're telling me that if it was me who got shot like that, you wouldn't have just killed the man?
And given the circumstances we were in, no. But that's not to say it'll be different the next time when it is you. We had information we could have got out of that man.
It doesn't matter. He's dead. Lucky's alive.
We got plenty of information.
Yeah, me and Harper got some juicy stuff for you boys.
Yeah, I said king me. King me. What's done is done, Thaddeus. We'll cool him down.
Look,
We
I'm
always
fine
cool
to
him
let
down.
it go if Abel can keep his head on straight in the future. That's all I'm asking for.
Oh, I'm sure we can trust Abel to keep his cool, right, guys?
A pile of Thaddeus's things come flying out of the room as Abel throws them out.
Harper leans forward off his spot on the wall and kind of walks past him. He walks past Thaddeus and hesitates for a moment and says, "And for the fucking record, Thaddeus, I don't need nobody to take care of me. I can get my own fucking arm." And then he moves into the room with Abel.
That reminds me, Abel, Ash is here.
There's a silence in the room. And then his head kind of like pops out around the corner. The little guy from Crane's.
Yeah,
Where?
saw him at the saloon.
Perfect.
Perfect.
He starts to walk out of the room with the bunks in it and like work his way across towards the exit of the
Oh,
boat.
here we fucking go. Thaddeus will kick up his feet and just lean back.
Well, wait, he's not there still. He said he's leaving. He's going to be find us tomorrow, I guess.
Oh. Well, that'll make it easier for sure.
All right, now what's the game plan if these guys are done fucking being knuckleheads?
Yeah, what Delgado tell you?
Abel, we can't kill Ash.
Sure we can.
If you kill Ash, your kids are as good as dead.
It'll take months for word to get back. We'll be back long before
Yeah,
that.
when I said it didn't matter much then, did it, Ellis?
I kind of like Ash. I think we just need to kill Crane.
Abel plops down in a seat. On that we are agreed. King him, boot.
I would.
I don't think you boys know how to play checkers.
King me again.
He looks up to Abel's like intimidating face and puts a fourth checker on top of your checker. We cut to the next morning. It's hard to call it morning because the sun hasn't quite risen yet. It would have a pleasant smell to the morning, I think, Ellis, if not for your deadened state. You and Weichuge are sitting on the side of the boat, legs dangling over, almost touching the water. You know, you promised me we'd never meet your wife, Elijah. What happened?
Yeah, I guess she had other plans, didn't she?
I think I picked the wrong model to ride.
Well, she's gonna be alive for a long time.
We'll see about that, won't we?
Don't you dare.
I wouldn't do it without you, Elijah, but she's getting awfully sniffy, don't you think? Rattling around your business. Everything you said was true. There's no way any human being would want to be with someone as disgusting as yourself. No offense, baby.
That's right, so just leave her be. She'll decide, well, I don't want this guy around anymore at some point, and then we can just go do whatever the hell it is you want to do. How's that sound?
I think you better make sure that happens, Elijah.
I don't think it'll be very hard.
Oh, would you look at that? Puppy and his boy. And you look up at the dock, and you see Sergeant Ash walking towards you.
Oh, what the hell's that supposed to mean?
Ash sort of raises a hand towards you. Directly behind Ash is a small figure, probably about 4 feet tall, sort of wearing a long trench coat. He's got like a bowler hat on. He's got a large backpack attached to him, almost like those huge backpacks that have like straps that come around your waist and stuff, you know. And it's just sort of packed on his back, and he's sort of leaning forward to support it as Ash walks towards the boat.
Well, good morning.
It's something. Wake up, Harper.
All right, we gotta make this quick. We got business to attend to today. I'll be right back.
Harper, you're woken up by Ellis shaking you.
What do you want?
Ash is here.
Damn.
He's got somebody with him.
Kind of reaches up and rubs the sleep out of his eyes. He sits up, reaches over to his prosthetic arm and then hesitates, and then leaves it and stands up and walks out.
Yeah, you see Ash standing on the dock, and sort of this little man is coming into the boat. He's got like just what's a good word for it? He's got a tattered face. Just looks beat up, lots of scars, lots of like burn marks on it. Pretty old, worn, tan skin. Comes down into the boat and sort of looks you up and down. He goes, yes, I'm here for your I think. Please, to take a seat anywhere. Take a seat.
Harper takes a seat, like on the edge of a boat, looks up towards Ash. Well, I wasn't expecting a house call.
When you disappear for over a month, people get worried.
We were busy getting jumped in the maze. And he kind of takes his shirt off to reveal the stump of a left arm.
Excellent. Yes, I'll retrieve it. And he starts to play around in his bag.
Harper kind of cringes at the way this guy's talking to him and looks him over. Yeah, we got caught up, Ash. Sorry we threw off your schedule.
It's not my schedule you have to worry about. Where's Thaddeus?
Why?
Yeah, why?
He takes a drag on a cigarette. Doesn't matter.
It does to me. I just want you to take care of this armor and get the hell out of here so we can go about our business.
He jumps down onto the boat, straightens his hat a little bit, and starts to walk into the boat to find Thaddeus.
If Abel sees you on this boat, there's gonna be trouble.
Where's Thaddeus on this boat?
Probably got his pack up against some crates that we've got and rolled up in his blanket.
You're woken with a gentle kick to your ribs.
Fuck, Abel, go away. God damn it. Oh, shit. Hey, Ash.
You see him strike a match on the bottom of his boot, sort of lighten up these worn gray pants he has on. He brings it up to light his cigarette, and you can see the orange light touch his sickly-looking skin. You wake up, your eyes heavily adjusted to the dark, as he throws a playing card seemingly out of thin air, face up, down on your chest.
What the hell's this?
Lose the deck. You look down, and there's a six of spades on your chest.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What is this?
Lose the deck.
Why?
Doing you a favor. Just lose it.
Well, listen, I'm afraid it's going to be a little bit more complicated than that. I see no reason to give up any of my possessions just because you said so.
It's almost cartoonish how much of the tobacco he burns as the stick of ash hanging off the edge of the cigarette burns brightly, and a large cloud of smoke comes out of his mouth as he exhales.
Well, look here, Ranger. If you're trying to scare me, I gotta say, there ain't been a single second I've known you where I was scared. I respect that you've got a position you need to take care of. I think you might take yourself a little too seriously, but I don't know. I'm gonna need more information than just lose it. What do you know?
Anything strange been happening? Things that shouldn't have gone your way but did?
It's just always kind of been my life. It never goes my way until sometimes it does.
Well, it's going your way because of the cards. And you don't want to pay the price. Leave it alone.
Listen here, Ash. Cards is the only thing I've known or ever been halfway decent at. You got a better recommendation? They're what give me money. They're what keep my family safe. Keep me hidden.
Make a persuasion roll, Thaddeus. See what happens. He rolled a 3 and a spirit roll.
My 6 blew up.
I'm going to bet it.
Into a 10.
4. Ooh. Let me draw Ash's bennies. I'm going to add a d6 with a red benny. I rolled a 5. What'd you get, Marshall?
I got a 10, Caleb. I believe that's a success with a raise.
Yeah. You don't got to stop the cards, Thaddeus. Just got to stop the spades. I guess you know when to fold them.
Thaddeus sort of closes his eyes to slits, sort of studies Ash. I'll take your advice into consideration. I suppose I appreciate you thinking it was worth your time to tell me at all.
He finishes off his cigarette, tosses it to the ground, looks back towards the rest of the ship, and just mutters under his breath as he walks away, "I just hate to see another Crowe die," and walks off towards Ellis and the rest of the brothers.
I think Ellis was probably pretty close to him, trying to keep an eye on him and what's going on with Harper.
Okay, sure, yeah.
I don't really trust Ash that much.
So you may have overheard some of that, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Why don't you make a stealth roll to see how much of the conversation you overheard?
How about I Benny that?
Benny those twos? Perfect.
Oh,
Double ones.
Snaked it. He snaked it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I think even with that, you could still hear parts of Thaddeus' side of the conversation, but Ash sort of just has such a low monotone tone that you just don't hear anything he says with his face away from you. So then when he says, "I'd hate to see another Crowe die," he turns around, not to look you in the eyes, Ellis, but he sort of looks around and then moves past you in the doorway. Harper, what does this arm look like?
Ooh, I've been waiting for this. So this arm is made of like a dark gunmetal gray. It's just steel. It's mostly angular, kind of rectangular. It attaches about midway through his bicep. And for the most part, it kind of follows the natural lines of the body, except way more squared. When you get to his forearm, it's kind of a long rectangular piece of steel that is wider near the elbow and kind of tapers towards the wrist. There are doors, complications, little details in it that look like they, open or come off or are pieces of machinery. There's a bar that kind of reaches from his bicep to his forearm, kind of in that elbow spot, which works that mechanism. And then his hand is mostly squared off. And I think the wrist kind of rotates separate from the forearm, And that's what it looks like.
This small man leans back, takes off this set of lensed glasses he has, knocks a few of the adjustable lenses off, sighs in relief, and then starts to put some of his tools back in his backpack.
I think you should be ready and set it. No time at all, whoever did this. Great work, fantastic, unbelievable.
Jesus, that was quick. You're sure this thing's gonna work?
Give it a shot.
Harper hesitates. There's a moment where he's just sitting there. He looks down at it, and then he looks up at the scientist kind of questioningly.
He's eagerly nodding and holding his hands together.
The shot is just the hand, and you just see the fingers kind of start to twitch, and there's that very slight mechanic whirring, kind of a as you can hear some of the gears on the inside start to turn, and his fingers just kind of twitch one by one, and then his wrist starts to shake and shudder, until he closes his hand into a fist, and it kind of stills for a moment, and then he opens it back up. Well, I think it's working.
So we done here or what?
I'll be going.
Yeah, get the hell off the ship before I wake Abel up myself, and we'll see what happens.
Ash steps off onto the docks, turns back to you, Ellis. I'll tell Crane you're alive, but the twins won't be safe forever.
Do you have a time frame? You can't just say something like that and walk away.
Crane's busy with the election. Just send a telegram in the next 2 weeks.
We can do that. Harper's still looking down as he's opening and closing his hand in that shaky, shuddering way. He stands up as Ash is kind of moving off the boat, and he says, "Hey, Ash." And he reaches out a hand for a handshake.
Ash turns around with his gloved cavalry hands and grabs your hand reluctantly, gives it a quick shake, and then walks away.
Elvis just turns to Harper. Let's go wake up Abel and Lucky, huh?
Harper kind of looks into the sky. I'm thinking about going back to bed.
We got a big day ahead of us. Plus, maybe you'll get a chance to test that thing out properly.
Yeah. Maybe I will.
Thank you for listening to Sounds Like Crows. Abel Crowe was performed by Isaac Sunstead at Abel the Crow on Twitter. Marshall Sims plays Thaddeus at Mr. Malicious1. Ellis Crowe is played by Alex Horrell at Alex Horrell. Lucky is played by Cameron Day, who you can find on our Patreon exclusive Discord server. Cameron Reed plays Harper Crowe at CJ Reed 211, and I'm Caleb Sunstead at Marshall Caleb on Twitter. You can contact us on our website or at soundslikecrows@gmail.com. We will see you next Monday.